Alright, I'm just getting things set up over here. We'll go a little bit further with his little mod there with our map class. And apparently I've got a couple of these on my computer already because his came over and it's got the 3 after. But basically, to install this same billboard into your map, you want to extract all your files. And you can see you have a lot of different files here. What we want to get rid of is the billboard XML. We won't be needing that one. You do want any of the image files and the shapes files to stay there. So you also can get rid of we'll leave the shaders as well. And we will have to mess around with that possibly later, but that's which one first. Actually, let's see, under the mod description you can find out. Make sure you can check to see what you don't need the icon files or the brand. So brand Jinxed can go, the store billboard DDS can both go. You don't need the icon or the brand, so brand Jinxed and the store billboard DDS. Also, you don't want any README files or the mod description XML. They also go. So you should have just the graphics and the map files for the billboard left in your folder. Then what we're going to do is take those. I'm going to copy them all in my map class folder. Map class, maps, objects, and then we'll create a new folder called billboard. And because it was a placeable, it already knows where to find the graphics within the same folder. So you'd bring any of the folder structure right into your map class map folder. Just find a folder for it. I named it billboard. Put all the files that we had left right into that folder. Now let's go back to our map class map i3d file. Open that up. And here we are again in the map. Let's go over here by the store and we'll put up the billboard. Just click your plus, find the folder that you imported, and we're going to grab his billboard, open it, select it. I'll bring it to where we need to be. You'll notice that the angle is all messed up on it, which is fine. That's the way they had it created. We are just going to take the rotation of Y, Z, and X to 0, then find the darn thing again, which is over there, so we'll bring it back over to here. And apparently I grabbed one that didn't have the billboard picture, or he sent me one without a billboard picture. But that's okay because we know how to edit it now. But the billboard is just fine. Everything's working fine. I just wanted to go over one other thing as well. You have all the parts in there, but you guys were looking at Jeff setting up the lighting for it. I wanted to show you a couple things about lighting. If we create a light, you could see light sources on maps can be very difficult. You could already tell with this extra huge light on the map, it's covering the whole area. So the light that he created, I probably would get rid of myself if I was to bring it into the map. But this light here, if we look at the light, you have different light types. Here, we'll expand this down a little bit. And we have a directional point and a spotlight. I'm going to change this light to a spotlight. Let's bring it over here where we can see it, the point for the spotlight. Let's view and show our lights. Let's bring this up here. We have a spotlight, and you can see which direction the cone is now facing. And we definitely don't need a very large range on this spotlight. We're going to bring it down to, actually for the place it's going to be, let's try a range of 5. Bring that light, actually we'll probably get more, but you could actually create it so these lights each have a small range that you're not going to get. And actually if I click on the right Control B, I'm going to try to select it right on top of that light there with the direction it's facing. You can actually see it casting the light onto the billboard. We'll crank it up a little bit, and we can duplicate that light, and the range is short enough that it's not going to cast your light anywhere but 5 meters around this billboard. So we can recreate all the little lights that are there. You can mess around with your ranges if you want to get the billboard a little bit brighter. You can change your angles, but I'm just doing this quick to show you guys a little bonus idea. And I might have just deleted one of them. Let's see. Nope, they're all there. So we have some light that's actually being cast from the billboard at a 5-meter range. That's why we don't see it back here. But when we're close to the billboard, we'll see it. And you can still mess around with your different lights. You could also use the directional lights, which will brighten up the whole billboard, but only at a 10-meter range again. You might even want to add one of those in. Let's see, we'll change that one back to a spotlight. There's several different light types. And let's say we create a directional one and we just put it on the middle one, and we can actually light up the whole billboard. But you could see that all the light sources are only around the object itself, directing straight up, so we're not going to get any lag outside of those light areas. But when we get close to the billboard, you may. And basically, we'll save that, and we'll go in and take a look at it now without a picture on it. Maybe I can find Jeff's graphic real quick and throw it in and replace the one that I have. Downloaded so many versions of that file that make sure I have the right version, or did he already? Let me see. I'll save it right now. And see if I can find his graphic in this, or if he gave me the wrong one. I probably have it here. Nope, the one he bookmarked is the blank one. No fear, I got an idea. Now, obviously, when you're watching this, Jeff and I do things differently, and that's fine. Oh, he's giving me the other one. All right, we'll bring in we'll bring in that one instead. Download number 4. And there it is, the link to his file. I'm going to copy it over and replace it in my map. Find my map folder again. I got so many folders here. Paste it in over the top of the other one. Very good. Now let's load up our map in, let me see, I've been messing around. I got to make sure I have my map class. Bring that back up, and you can take a look and see what we have. trying to make sure I don't overwrite save games I've been working on. So basically, yeah, most placeable objects already have all their files right in the same folder. So if you just copy the files you need and keep it in the folder and bring that folder into your map without the I still didn't get his graphic, which is interesting. I thought I did. But you could see as we get close, and you may want to make the range on those lights a little bit more because they're a little bit flashy because they're so short, 5 meter. We can extend them out to 20, but they are shining on the billboard. They are directional light source, lighting it up. Let's take a quick look and see if that file I just downloaded from him it is the right one. And that is probably because I'm not working in my map folder. That's why billboard diffuse will copy that into the map class. There we go. Bring that one in, copy in the right place. I want to go back in the map real quick. And again,
yeah, one other thing when you're broadcasting, there are a couple of windows overlapping.
Oh, do I have windows overlapping right now? I think we're okay now. Alright, so we're back in here, and as you can see, the light's a little bit short, so we can up the ranges a little bit. And you really don't even need this many, but it does look like they are spotlights. Maybe we'll bring it to a range of 40. You just want to keep your range down on your lights so that you're not loading them in all the way across the map, and several lights will cause issues with your loading, lagging in all in one area. And it could be also that you want to angle them a little bit different, but you can see where the light's casting on the billboard. And that last light I put in, which is the overall light, which has a range of, which one was, there's spots. This is the directional. Also the directional light, actually, if we shortened it, let's bring the directional up to 50. There you got a nice bright billboard with the directional light, but it still shows that you have, and let's reload the texture. Should pull the right one in. Now it's very bright. But we have lots of light on it. You can mess around with your lights. You can even change the colors of your light with the RGB values if you wanted to make red lights shining or different things like so. Make it a little bit green. But we're going to leave it at color of 1, which is normal. And you could very easily, and then you can also adjust
your... It looks like you're broadcasting 2 windows, one smaller capture window and one larger screen capture, in case you're wondering.
Interesting. I don't see that on my thing. Twitch. It does. I wonder what's going on with that. That better? Alright, so there you go. Sorry about that. Broadcasting 2 windows, buggy thing. But there you go. You have a very bright billboard. You can see the reflections from the billboard, from the lights that we added in. We have quite a bit of light now on it. Very large range. But it's going to be very bright now when we go back in the game. But you can experiment with your directional lights, your point lights, which a point light actually just adds light to a point, and your spotlights. And then you'll illuminate your billboard. Let's go back in one more time.
Yep, now you're good to go.
Thank you. go back in one more time and take a look at how bright we have it now. Something I like to mess around with, but any of those lights in buildings, the reason why I don't use a lot of different buildings with lighting is because lighting in a map can cause extreme frame rate drops. So if you're having issues, you look at your light sources and you will watch. Actually, maybe we can bring up the give you an idea. Let's turn on our frame rates. I know it's an empty map, but we're at 50, 60. As soon as I head down toward the lights, you'll probably see it drop just a little bit. Maybe not. Actually, it looks bright. Yeah, you saw just a... But we got it pretty low. Nice lighting on the board. And you're not going to grab... Yeah, you can see as I go around it, you'll get those frame rate dips from the lighting because we're in that lighting area. But it's not going to affect you now way outside the range where we actually set it up, but you could still see your billboard, and if it were dark out, which will take a while to get there, it'll look pretty cool at night. Let's see if we can speed up till we get some darkness. Anybody has any questions, I will bring up my Twitch window here and see if we can get it going. See, maps are... Some things are more difficult, and splines, and yeah, I apologize for having a mess there, but those have always been a struggle for me earlier on. Lighting, something I'm very used to, because it's something you do repeatedly throughout a map. Splines are done, forget about it. And actually, if you realize, all the splines that are in my current map, I copied and pasted. They're the Bjornholm, and I just moved them into place. Didn't have to do anything. It's been a while since I worked with splines, and navigation meshes as well are a pain in the butt. But lighting, something that you do on a daily basis when you're working with maps that have light sources all around. You got to make sure that they are not a problem. While that's going there, I'm going to minimize real quick, and I'm going to show you one other thing. We'll shut that off while it's getting dark out, and you guys should be able to see my screen again real quick. One of the things you notice, and I use them a lot on our map because they are not... Let's see if I can find it over here. The street lights are probably... Also, you can also bring over for your store the flags and such, but Giants does have street lights in here. Let's go... They're going to be in the decorative items. Decoration... Let's see if there's a place where we can find... Well, they have the lit windows, but I was hoping I could find the light post that they have included in with the game, and I can't find it. There's lots of signs here, but I was going to show you how that... It's just like this, the light that you have. It just doesn't reflect light, and you can add one of those spotlights to it very easily if you can find it. I'm not going to import it from the other map right now, but I was hoping it was left here in the mess over there. Let's see how we're doing as far as darkness. Now we still got some time. I want to see that billboard, see how it looks at night, and then I'll bring that back up, take another quick look around, and find a street light post. Or maybe we can find something else to light up. not the windows. Those windows are actually on the timer, which is another class in itself, putting your lights so they're on a timer. But here we go. We have a... Yeah, that's just a regular post, though. That's not what I'm looking for. I can't seem to find the light that came with the darn thing. I liked the way that this guy put all the stuff in the corner of the map, but I can never find what he wants, what I want to use. And the street lights don't appear to be in here anymore. But space butterflies, however, are. Now, what the heck is a space butterfly? It's another one of those objects that Giants just included for us for no particular reason. But there you go. He's supposed to move at a speed of 0.008. I've never seen them actually in action. But there are space butterflies in the map. Alright, let's bring that back up. I can't find my my port lamp. I know where that is. Let's see. Maybe it's in the road and street lamp. Could it be? Could it really be? There we go. There's our street lamp. While we're waiting, we'll go over here. And it's the same thing with these street lamps. They don't actually cast light. They turn on at night. And they also come in at a weird angle. So we're going to have to stand it straight up. And with our street lamp, you have the night light 2 on create, and it brings on your street lamp corona. And I believe if we take and create a light, one more, edit, cut that one out, go back to our street lamp and put it underneath the night light and paste it and bring it up here. Let's change it to a spotlight. Turn on our lights are on. And you know what? It's not showing up probably because it's in the folder as shut off. But I don't see my light source. From my spot, oh, it's got a huge range. Let's turn down the range. Yeah, it's as a night light, it's going to turn on only at night. So let's take it here, Control, duplicate it, edit, cut that out, and I'm going to just paste it at the end here so I can see what I'm working on. There's my light. You can then adjust your, oops, grab that light again. Adjust your light angles and everything. And I'm going to show you one more tip here while we're doing it. We're adding light, actually a ray of light that will show only at night because it's under the night light group. And it will only shine on this road right here, right where the cone is cast. You want it to hit the ground, so we'll bring that out to 30. You can see it's reflecting on the ground over here. And once we have the light in place, what I'm going to do is make sure it's connected to my lamp. That's the first thing. I know where it is. I'm going to go back to the transform, and if you do in the translate X, Y, and Z, a Shift Control C, it copies all of them, all the X, Y, and Z. You can just have your cursor in any one of those three. Then I'm going to go back up to my street lamp, and I'm going to Shift Control V, and it moved the street lamp to the right place. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the directional part of this light, which is the rotation. Shift Control C to copy all three of these values. Then I'm going to go up to the street light here and Shift Control V. And we should have, actually I might have moved the whole light itself because it's not in the same transform group, so you want to have it in the same but if we just put it back, we'll at least have the directional right. It should cast the light directly on the ground next time when we come in, but that's pretty much how you can add a light to a street light as well. You just have to make sure it's under your street lamp night, the part that has the night light 2 on create, and it will turn on these objects when it gets dark out. And just get you just cannot see your light because it's not dark out in the map. It won't show you it because it's in that group, but it will appear out on the map. Let's go back in, and there's our billboard at nighttime, all lit up, and we are good to go. When will 2.0 be released? 2.0 will be released when it's ready. Soon, hopefully. We'll have more on that on Friday when we come out. There you go. So I hope that guy helped you out a little bit with lighting. I think that looks pretty nice now. You can see we have the individual lights on it as well as and we're not getting any of the real big lag because we have the light source very close to the object itself. You still want to keep these spaced apart. Don't close together, or you're going to end up with lag issues from just people driving down the street. If they're going from one light to the next, it could cause some problems. But a single lit up billboard like that, no problem. And you could also put those lights on a night light by adding in, once again, what you would need to do is take this on create, night light 2 on create. You would have to take these lights and put them into a transform group within, and this will move everything around, but if you had all these lights in a transform group and you put script callback and you name it on create and add, and then copy that line, night light 2 on create. Now anything that's in this transform group, which we will do it anyway, it will mess it up a little bit. If we paste them all into there, actually they came in right where we wanted them. And I believe that they should, which is odd because they're not actually, you might need to have it in the street lamp night. That's probably what you have to have. Night light 2 on create. So let's grab a street lamp night, copy that whole thing, bring it down to our transform group and paste it in there. Take out our, what am I hitting? I'm hitting a wrong button there on my keyboard. Trying to look at two things at once. We'll copy our lights into this folder right here. Remove these. Street lamp Corona. And I'm going to save real quick before it gets up. It's already daytime in the game. So I should have stopped time and saved so we could see this lit up at night only. Now they're in the light group, but we want to make sure that that street lamp Corona is over here. So we'll Control B, click on the center. We should have all our lights in there as well. You will have to position them all back over here, but they will turn on with the billboard. And you'll have to change your directions. Make sure. Now, quick question I have for myself is if I take this out, create light, which I never even really looked at. If we make that a spotlight and bring it in, we should be able to tell which way, whoops, sorry about that. We should be able to tell which way the light corona is pointing all the time, so you'd know, and it is directly away from the blue arrow. So you want the blue arrow to be in the back, and it's pointing directly away from the blue arrow. So basically you'd bring all these lights in, and exactly where it is. It's a little more difficult working with the night lights because they turn on at night, but they're already angled correctly, which is awesome. And one more over here. And our directional light goes in the middle. So they're all set up. We don't need that extra one that I put in there. And now those lights should only turn on at night. You will see the coronas, but the extra lighting should only show up at night, so it will cause no lag during the daytime whatsoever. Let's save that and see if it works. Why not? You just have to wait till it scrolls through. You can see it's still lit up in the daytime. Let's exit that real quick, and we'll fast forward through one more day with our map. And hopefully they'll all turn on. You may need to put that which we'll find out. You can tell that the lights are not casting right now. It's just your normal billboard. And we'll fast forward time. And they should all turn on when it gets dark out. You remember how bright it was before? It's still pretty bright because you have the sunlight directing on it. Those other coronas, we could actually put those so they're off as well during the daytime. You can really get into your extras on the billboard. But we'll fast forward here. It'll take a while. I wish I had the super fast forward or a save game at nighttime, but I wasn't planning on this class, so it's just a bonus extra. Yeah, somebody will hit it in the parking lot. Well, it's just a demo. You can push it off outside the parking lot. You can put it in wherever you want. You can put it on the roof. Now, if this works, we should see it get dark and those lights come in. I think it's around 21 or 2200 hours, so we got a little ways to go. Can we change the time in the console? You're probably right. I never do that. Let's see. Well, it didn't work. Do I have to put the I jumped out of my place I was, but it didn't work. The console didn't change the time. Let's try that again. Daytime, do I have to put the colon in between? Let's find out. Whoops, I missed it. Set daytime. $21.00. Nope, daytime in hours, just 21. Learning something new every day. Just 2100 was supposed to work apparently, but it didn't. So, well, we gave it a try. It's almost there now anyway. By the time I get back to where my light is, we will, it might not work when it's fast forwarding time. Maybe it's a little confused. Who knows? I never messed with that one. It went to 12, but I wanted 21. I did type 21, right? Yeah. There's our billboard. Should be getting dark out soon. And you can see right now there's not much light cast on the billboard. It's getting darker. But if all goes well at 2200, everything should click on that's in that group. And being that they're shut off, I would think that that would be the case. And there's our traffic driving down the middle of the road. So if we turn on our light sources, which are now, let's see, F5, that's our triggers. Where's my light source? Usually I could see the line from the sky. We shall see if it lights up when it gets dark enough. It's more of a, that control is more of a switch for the darkness, day and night switch, so you could use it on other things that you wanted to run only at night as well, as long as they're in that transform group with the control. You may want something such as a pump or something to run only at night. You put it on the control, it'll only operate at night. Why are those people driving on the lawn? Ta-da! There's the light sources. You saw them come on. We'll shut that off. But at 2100 hours now we have it light up. In the daytime the lights will be off. And that's pretty much how you can do an illuminated sign that only comes on at night. I hope you guys enjoyed this little session, extra session here. We'll get that one up as well. But yeah, sometimes I surprise myself. Now you can tell a little bit laggy when I'm around the light source again at night, but not too bad. It's also the cars coming in. Frame rate drops. So you want to keep your lights down. You might want to tweak them down a little bit more, but you can actually see the shadow of the vehicle on there too. Yep, 2200. Lights are on, and they will shut back off in the morning. So there you go. A way to light up the billboard Big Daddy showed you with spotlights and lights that come on at nighttime only. And surprise me, go in there, take those Coronas, and here, we'll shut this down real quick just to give you an idea. If we'll bring that map up one more time. Open, says me. Alright, somewhere in this map mod, you will see there is possibly the street lamp Coronas. What we would need to do, alright, that's the Corona from the street lamp. We need that there because that's what is going to look for. The billboard itself has these Coronas here. If we were to take those Coronas out and put them into the light source here, and you're going to have to move them all back into place. Like so. You can see the lights are off. One, two, three, four. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. And I don't know where they had the last one. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other one, I'm going to take it right off. We got 5 Coronas lighting up. Now they will also turn on because they're in the same group. Street lamp night, which has the night light 2 on create. And then we put in the street lamp Corona, which you can just leave that one in there, but all these lights and those other Coronas now will also turn on at night. You may have to change the direction because, again, they're going away from the blue arrow, so we'll spin that around so those light up. But Coronas are just a little glow around, and you'll notice they're not even a light source up here. It's really just a graphic that will turn on as well. So the direction might look a little bit weird. I don't know how they have it set up, but if it was a light, it would have to be facing that direction. Anyway, now those will come on as well, and that's pretty much all you need. So hope that helped you guys out with a little bit of lighting, and thanks for watching part 2 unexpected lighting. We'll save that for next week. And we will catch you all later.